Sabaidi, Jose James. Hi, my name's James. I'm the Managing Director of Lao Luang Prabang Group Proprietary Limited and also the head chef of Noodle House by Lao Luang Prabang.
I am half Lao, half Australian, and I moved to Australia when I was 13 years old, and I have been back to Laos after I was 16, and ever since I've been back every year. The difference between Laos and Australia is the culture, the religion and the tradition of the way of life people live here and there. The religion over there is more Buddhism, over here it's more dominated by Christianity, and obviously those religions then lead to the way of life that's very different in both countries. The first person to teach me how to cook was obviously my mum. I've always looked at her when she was cooking, learn from her, ask her questions, and she was always be my teacher. The reason that's triggered me to open this restaurant is to obviously live up to my dreams, to open up a noodle house to showcase Lao cuisine, what I love, and showcase to the world what Lao has to offer. The noodle house here is positioned obviously in the city, and my main target market for our customers is students, workers and tourists. The food that I serve here in Melbourne is very diverse and very different to the way they do it in Laos. It's obviously the reason behind this is to adapt into the different tastes of different consumers, and obviously the multicultural of Melbourne City is very diverse, so I do have to adapt and keep it basic just so it meets all the needs for everyone. Khao soi is a very traditional Lao cuisine which is developed from the northern Lao from a city called Luang Prabang. That is probably the most traditional menu out of the whole menu that we serve here at Noodle House. The way they do cook it over in Laos is quite different to what I make it here, as we don't have the ability to source some of the ingredients. So I do adapt and bring in other ingredients that do match and make the dish taste as traditional as possible. The reason behind me putting the spoon in my pocket here is to taste the food that comes out of my kitchen. The food that comes into the dining room, everything that comes out has to pass through me just to ensure that the flavour, the taste and everything is okay before I do serve it to my customers. The reason behind my pricing for my menus is to eliminate that decision making for customers to, rather than thinking, okay, I'm going to try this because it's cheaper or I'm going to try this because it's more expensive. I want to cut that theory out totally. The logo for the restaurant is designed by a friend of mine. We have worked through what we want to do, which is the noodle house. So obviously it resembles a bowl of noodles, a flaming noodles and a pair of chopsticks, and also a flower that resembles Lao national flower called a frangipani, or in Lao we call it dok Champa. The reason behind my interior design for my dining room is to obviously meet the Melbourne market and move away from the more traditional interior design. Rather than thinking if it's going to be a traditional dining room, it should be something that's easygoing, relaxed and not too controlled in terms of decorations and my staff and the music, and everything needs to be more mellow and chill. The future that I've planned for Noodle House and Lao Luang Prabang Group Proprietary Limited is to expand ourselves and engage with customers and expand our location to multiple cities in Australia to showcase what Lao people has to offer, what the food is, what Lao people love, and for the world to know, for other nations to know that Lao food is something and people need to try it and you will fall in love with it. ขอเชิญทุกท่านมาซิมอาหารลาวได้ที่ Noodle House U Melbourne. I invite you all to come try Lao food here at Noodle House and we promise that we won't disappoint. Hope to see you here soon. Thank you very much.